Let me introduce you to the newest version of my CIS fuel injection pressure tester. This has been 4 months in the making. The primary challenges have been reliability and accuracy. Accuracy is a big issue when doing fuel system pressure tests. If your gauge isn't accurate, you might think something's wrong with the fuel injection system, and there's nothing wrong. So I've gone through a number of different tests, a number of different prototypes. One of the things we do here, and I'm very proud of it, is every single system we ship out, we test accuracy of the gauge, and we test the entire hose and valve assembly for leaks by pressurizing them and putting them in water. So we're sending out something that I feel very good about. I know it's going to work, it's not going to leak, and it's going to be accurate. So this is the gauge with a very long hose. This will allow you to mount the gauge off the engine. You don't want this on the engine. You don't want the vibration if the engine's running. So you can mount this on the hood. You can mount this on the hood hinge. But there's enough length here to reach the hose loop, which attaches to the fuel distributor and warm-up regulator, whichever system you have. And of course, here's your valve. Quick disconnect, so this can be mounted first, and then you can connect the gauge. I think it's important that you understand why I chose a stainless steel liquid-filled gauge for my tester. You know, a lot of people think that the only reason these gauges are liquid-filled is to prevent flutter on the needle when reading pressure. And that may be an issue with certain types of testing, and it certainly could be a concern, but with fuel injection pressure testing, the pressure comes up in holes. So that's not the big issue. The big issue is preventing damage to the gauge. Many may not realize how fragile these gauges are inside. And when you're using a gauge like this for fuel injection pressure testing, you know, you're putting it around the engine compartment, you're setting it down on the workbench, and if you're not careful, the shock can damage and give you inaccurate readings. It's the shock of the gauge, dropping it or banging it around, which is going to damage it. And that's why I want it to be liquid filled. Take a look at the internal mechanism. If you look closely, it's almost like a watch. There's a little teeny arc of teeth in there that moves the needle, and then there's this little teeny spring in there. And you know, if you start banging it around like this, something might happen to that mechanism and you'll have inaccurate readings. You certainly don't want that with your CIS tester. Now, look at what happens. This is a bimetallic strip. Pressure enters this strip and expands it. And when it expands it, you know, it's going to move the needle that varies with pressure, all right? So repeated banging around here may get this mechanism in here out of a line or even damaged, and you may not have an accurate reading. One of the things is if you see your gauge is not sitting back on zero at some point, it may mean you've damaged it during one of your tests. So that's why we're including a quality gauge on my tester. Along with that, I provide this little bottle for capturing gas when you do a pressure release sequence. That's what this button is for. You push the button, you're going to release pressure in the system. And this is going to really help when you disassemble this from the engine. You're going to have fuel running all over the place. And you're going to get some gloves. Do not handle gasoline without wearing some sort of nitrile glove. That's very important. People think that their skin is impervious. It's not, okay? I also include a set of safety glasses, free of charge. I want you to be wearing safety glasses anytime you're doing a pressure test on your old Mercedes. So this is why I am including this in the kit. You'll also receive a jumper lead. This is something that the factory manual actually recommends you make, so you won't need to make this. This will allow you to jumper over the contacts and your fuel pump relay to get the pumps to run without the engine running. Now, I do have a much longer, fancier setup with a button, and you can purchase that separately. So if you see this in the video, you'll understand this is the only thing I'm including the kit that you're purchasing here. I know someone's going to ask, hey, Kent, will this tester work on the old D-Jetronic fuel injection systems from 1970 to 1975? It will with a special adapter. You see, the D-Jetronic fuel injection test does not require an on-off valve. It can be a straight connection into the fuel rail to do the test. So what I'm going to do is provide, as an addition to the CIS tester, I'll provide another product which will include this adapter, which will quick disconnect and connect to the test gauge and allow you to test D-Jetronic fuel pressure. Along with this adapter, I'm going to give you a depressurization kit, and I will also include a couple of training videos explaining how to do that test on a D-Jetronic. Due to the age of these cars now, the CIS injection system from 1976 up to 1993 is suffering from many maladies due to age. And there's no way to troubleshoot them without this setup or a similar setup to test the fuel injection pressure. So if you're going to own one of these cars, I now believe that this is the most important tool you can own if you're going to work on this car yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Very few shops are going to tackle these old CIS fuel injection problems. And you might be thinking, well, how hard is it to do this? I can't do this. This is a DIY setup. To prove it, I'm including a 6-part video series. This is over 2 hours long. It will include the introduction to the CIS injection, which includes the Jetronic and the Jetronic. I'm going to talk about all the different options you have to get your fuel pumps to run without the engine running. I'm going to walk you through the preliminary tests. There's a few tests you want to do before you do a pressure test. Then I'm going to talk about the Jetronic test. That'll be a separate video. And then I'll do the Jetronic test. That'll be part 5. And then in part 6, I'm going to talk about resources, where you find resources to get the correct. I'm going to emphasize correct information because there's a lot of misinformation out there on what you want to do and what you want to work on after you do the test, because the test is going to tell you that you might have a problem. But I can't, in this video series, explain everything that you might have to work on. So I'm going to give you some resources, where you go to get the information you need to do additional tests, additional diagnostics, so you can repair your own CIS fuel injection system.